action.
Alright, are we in?
Alright, we are in. Let me jumble these up for a second.
You put them in order?
No, I'm not gonna put them in order. I'm mixing up because they were like together in series. I think it'd be more fun if they were just kind of.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, whatever.
Kind of randomize them a little bit.
Give them move your head.
Throw these things around. All right. So we're gonna rank all the MCU movies. Wait, can you hit that light, Gunner? It's a little dark in here.
You do it.
Get the light.
Hit the light.
On lighting.
All right. Good job. So yeah, we're gonna rank all of them. I say we just hop right in. So the first movie up is the first Ant-Man.
Ooh.
I like it.
I think it's a solid B.
Solid good.
I think it's a solid good.
Yeah, it's a solid movie.
It's a solid good.
I think I instantly agree with that.
Like,
I think B is actually perfect for it because it's like it is definitely like a mid-tier movie, but it is good. Like I would rewatch it.
Mid-tier.
Yeah, like H, that sounds wrong.
B and C is mid. It's
Like,
just high
no,
mid. It's
C
high
is
mid.
mid.
It's really good though.
B, like, yeah, I mean, Ant-Man, like Gunnar said, visually cool. It was funny.
Yeah.
I like Paul Rudd. Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, that was weird.
We like Paul Rudd.
Yeah, I think it's totally watchable and a fun time.
I like that. All right, next up, I believe this is Avengers: Age of Ultron.
The second one.
The second one.
I like this movie.
The consensus seems to be that everyone hates this one, and I never understood
I like this
why.
movie.
I like this movie.
People always say this is the worst Avengers. I've never fully understood why, though.
I think.
Personally, I still think B tier. I still think that's a good, like, fun watch. And it actually has some really interesting concepts with, like, Ultron being created to be, like, what is it, like, to be the perfect being or perfect machine or whatever. But then he's, like, realizing the world around him is imperfect. So the only way that he can make things perfect is by annihilating humans.
Yeah, I mean, I
like
liked
that's
it.
pretty interesting.
I like it. It's definitely got some like pretty bogus things, like Quicksilver dying. As soon
No,
as
don't
he
even
shows
talk to me.
up.
That is like up until like here recently with the films, that was like the biggest misfire of the entire MCU for me personally. Because he got shot. The speedster got shot.
Yeah, it's pretty
What do you mean he got shot?
So what are we thinking? We thinking B? I mean, I think B is probably fair for now. It's got some.
I would put it in C.
For what reason?
I do think it is the weakest of all the.
Why?
I actually think the first Avengers is like that one's not fun to get. I didn't like it going back to it personally.
Really?
Not as much, but we'll get to that. Let's put it in B for now because I actually genuinely think it is still
Like, that's
decent.
a good movie.
I would rewatch Age of Ultron before
I would totally would. Yeah.
Next up, Infinity War.
Ooh.
All right, guys. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to say anything.
Okay.
It's the peak of the franchise.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Why?
I find it. I don't know. I like Endgame more.
I disagree.
Well, do you still think Infinity War? I mean, Endgame couldn't exist without Infinity War.
I think Infinity War is A. I don't think it's S.
That's crazy.
I almost agree with that.
What?
It's hard for me because Gunnar he brings up a good point. Like Infinity War and Endgame are like one story. Like there's got to be like a mega cut somewhere where those are just one movie. Like where you just edit in the time skip or whatever. Like because they feel like one consistent story. So you're basically doing like Avengers Part 1, Part 2, in my opinion. I will agree to you that Infinity War is a more structured story and probably maybe a little bit well put together, more like better.
Yeah, better.
It's a better like put together movie. Whereas like definitely there's like a lot happening in Endgame where they're trying to tie up every loose end in the entire MCU. That being said, I still prefer Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I actually like. We'll talk about Endgame when we get there, but I have some thoughts.
I'm okay with either S or A. I would personally do A as well.
Yeah,
That's crazy, Gabe. What about you, bro? Right there.
I don't know. I like both of them a lot.
S or A, like.
If I think right now, I remember liking Endgame more.
All right.
That
like
is
going
insane.
A here.
The funny thing is, I think we're in the minority. I think most people think Infinity War is better, but
I
like
absolutely
Endgame a
think it's better. It's insane that like
I
y'all
find
think
more
Endgame's
enjoyment
better.
in Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Infinity War like ends on such like a sour note. Like everyone dies.
It's so good. Like how many Marvel movies have done that? Like it
True,
ends bad.
But still, it's like I can't be like, oh man, I loved it so much because all my favorite characters died.
I did. That was great. Like that was
Oh my
so
gosh.
good. S tier, dude. It's so.
Alright.
It was great.
And I just love like Endgame like so much. It's such like.
All right,
like,
look, we'll talk about Endgame when we get there.
All right, put it
The
down to A.
next one.
Put it down to A.
No.
Gage, you're not the like.
But you all- you all-
You've been outvoted.
But you all know, like objectively, it's that good.
No.
No, put it down.
Gavin even said, he said like most people would probably say S tier.
Oh,
It's more
really?
of a
Most-
streamlined like experience.
And most people do say S tier.
I think
like
we should bring it
I've
out.
watched rankings and most people do put in S tier.
That's not us, Gage.
That's not me, man.
That's not me.
not me.
I can't. That's like the
Dude,
one thing I
put it
can't. I
down.
can't budge. I'll budge on
and
any.
you've got to give us something. You got to give us something.
You got one in the chamber,
Yeah.
boys.
I got one in the
Yeah,
chamber.
you get to keep that. We get to choose.
all right, we'll revisit.
But we all have to vote together.
Ant-Man and the
So
Wasp.
we're surpassed
Yeah.
Gage.
Ant-Man and the Wasp
Oh,
is next.
Um,
That one is
C or D.
like it's we're lower on this one, guys.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. It is
D.
C or D.
I honestly-
It's C or D, yeah.
See?
Honestly, I think I would say C because like
No,
I
would
remember,
do D.
I remember like watching it. Like I don't like it, but I know if I like, I'm never gonna want to rewatch it. But like if I have to, I feel like I'd have some
It,
fun.
Like, the
lost,
only
it lost
thing-
so much that made the first one like cool.
True.
Yeah.
I like the villain, though they don't like really utilize her that much. Phantom, I think, was what her name
Ghost.
was. Like
Ghost, yeah.
Ghost. I thought she was really cool
Mhm.
as an idea, but they really don't utilize her that much. Like the only thing, it's also a very forgettable film for
And
me.
she
The only
turns out,
thing-
guess what, guys? Turns out to not be a villain.
Yeah, I say
surprise.
D.
Yeah.
That
I'm on
happens.
D.
And honestly, like it has very little redeeming qualities, other than like some of the visual stuff they do, like where they shrink down like the entire skyscraper building and he like has it
Yeah.
as a suitcase. Like that's fun. The end chase sequence on the road is cool. I think those things keep it out of like F.
Yeah, like it's not horrible, but it's not. I don't know. It's not good. I don't want to watch it ever again.
I
I'll
would-
rewatch the first one. Though.
Yeah, I would accept D tier.
let's
We're
do
all
D.
feeling that.
Let's do D.
I could have accepted C, but
Next up is Thor: Love and Thunder. All right, let me just get
Alright,
this out of the
I
way.
have not seen this.
Ooh.
F tier,
Oh.
guys. Do we agree or
I
disagree?
think I agree.
Is it
Just
that
for
bad?
like missed potential.
Missed potential. That teaser is like the best teaser they've ever put out. It was like the potential was so there, and like there is some funny moments, but that's it. Like there's nothing redeemable about
Yeah,
this
and, like,
freaking movie.
Well, Christian Bale's character is
I
cool.
really hate the fact that in Ragnarok, like Thor wasn't trying to be funny throughout that whole movie. Funny things were just kind of
happening to him or around him.
In Love and Thunder,
He's like a jokester.
yeah, he's like always like joking. And he's like never really like super serious.
It's so bad.
It's really bad.
What is it? Does it border on character assassination for
Yes. No. Yes. It
Yeah,
actually does.
Yes.
But that's what's crazy. Is like the potential is there for this to be like his defining movie. You know, like the first one was trying to be, but like even like way better. And like, dude, totally fumbled. I think it's F tier. It's my least favorite MCU movie in the entire franchise.
No.
That's not to say like it is like the least entertaining, because it's still entertaining.
I know what you mean.
Like at surface level, but it is just the worst
It's
one.
deserving of
It is
F
the
tier.
worst MCU movie by far.
Send him to the brig.
Only good thing about that movie, Christian Bale.
Yeah, but like they didn't utilize him that
Uh-huh.
much. But I do agree. Like it's cool seeing him, but that's
it
about
was
it.
the wrong movie to have him.
It's
in.
just like
That's so sad.
I know
Yeah.
him, and like he's never in the movie.
Yeah, he's super scary when he's in it.
Get out of here. All right, next
they
up,
definitely chose like the
Oh,
wrong
no.
director for that movie.
Captain America: Winter Soldier.
The
I
second one.
okay. I know we're about to get some crazy stuff here because I love this movie. I actually think this movie's great.
I think
Devin
it's, I
likes
think it's
this
at
the
least
most.
I think it's at least a B. At the very
It's
least.
at least a B.
Yeah, at least
it's
a
at
B.
least a B.
It's at least
Okay.
a B. Now I'm probably
go
gonna
from there.
agree with B because I don't. Now this is crazy. This is like the hot take, but this is the thing where like this movie, I've never been able to get into it. No
Dude.
matter. I've watched it
Dude,
like 6 or
I
7
don't know.
times.
I don't know why because
I don't
dude,
know
the
either.
thing with Bucky and Cap is so good.
It is so good, but like somehow
if
I
I'm
always
gonna be
am bored.
honest, I do think it's like better in Civil War.
Do you say better in Civil War?
Yeah, like Captain America and like Bucky's
The rela-
relationship.
I
Oh,
think
you're
so.
saying
It's
Civil
more
War is
interesting.
better.
It's not the focus though.
Yes,
I
I
would be
think it's,
okay
like, more interesting.
because I know this is like a movie. Somehow there's something wrong with me not liking it or
A
getting
lot of
into
people
it.
like this one.
A lot of people say this is like one of the best. I would accept an A tier. You know, I would be okay. I think S tier is just too high. I just don't think it makes sense. But
No, I
like
would've
B or
put it
A.
in S. I'll
Do
put it
you-
in B.
You think B?
That's fine.
We good with B? Okay.
I happen to very much like this movie.
All right, I'll go with B. I'm good with that. I'm cool. All right, next up here, I'm gonna slip that one back here just because I want to like kind of keep them all spread out. But the next one is the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
S tier.
S tier.
S tier. It is the best MCU film.
No, are you crazy, dude?
Guardians of the Galaxy is amazing.
It is. It is
and
really
I think
good.
it's telling how good and successful it was and how much people loved it because you can tell after that movie
They
a
started
lot of
copying
MCU films started using a lot from that movie. The
It's
colors, the music, the humor. Like they're like, oh, everyone loves this kind of movie. Then all of our movies will kind of be that.
And that was bad.
It is very influential, and it also influenced a lot of movies outside of Marvel. And
Yeah.
honestly, like when all said and done, it was kind of for the worst because none of them did as good as this film.
True, but that's
This
not the
is-
film's fault.
This is a great movie, but I am trying to like look forward to like what is coming. I agree. I agree. It's really good. I agree with Gunnar.
I'd
I think
say
I think S is too high.
No.
And I think
I think A.
I think the third one is better.
I think the third one.
No way!
Yeah, I agree with that.
No way!
I think the
Oh,
third
I'm
one.
surrounded by idiots. Get me out of here.
I haven't even said anything.
Alright, Gabe, what do you think?
Yeah,
S
what do
or
you
A?
think?
Because that's what's on the table.
I do really like this movie actually.
Wow.
Who said two?
It could
Both
be-
of them
The
can
first
in
one
there.
is really fun.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is really fun, but like the third one, they feel like different. Like they're definitely trying to do different things.
But at the same time, the central focus of family is in all the movies. Even the first one, where they're like getting to know each other and then they like, as characters grow and grow together. Come on, it's S2.
Okay, if I
Cameron, you gotta give out a rank so we can try and tie break this thing.
if I
I'll embrace it because I know this is one Gavin feels strongly
if
about.
I have
I'll
to-
do anything
but
at
like
this point.
if I have to,
I think A,
I don't
though.
know. I think they are pretty interchangeable.
I have
I'll be
to
honest.
I have to say
The first and third.
Like where they are.
I have to I'm trying to
Cameron,
say
spit it out! Spit it
if to say my personal opinion without like I feel like it's like the A tier that's like borders right or like inches outside of the S tier. I really think it's like it's not like the S tier to where like I can watch this anytime, anywhere, and I'll love it. But like I still really like it, and I think it's like right outside the S tier, like inches, like so
Whatever.
close.
I think it
Whatever,
would be a
dude.
top of A, but like,
put it in A, whatever.
Put it in
I'm gonna
A?
kill you. I'm gonna
hey
kill
Gabe,
all of
sit in
you.
a bit more of an angle like me. Like,
Whatever,
facing
guys.
that
I'm gonna
way.
murder all you when this is done.
Oh my gosh.
It's my personal opinion.
All right, next up is Black Widow.
All right, I'm gonna say
D
something.
tiers.
I'm gonna say something.
D.
I think this movie is a little overhated.
Overhated?
It's not F.
I think
No.
I think it is better than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, I might agree with that.
I might
but
agree with
I
that,
don't think it gets out of D.
I want to say that I kind of agree
I
that
would
it
say
is
D
probably
too.
overhated because I like how dark the beginning of the movie is.
I
The
do love the beginning.
However,
sequence.
there is still a lot of like very stupid things I hate about this movie. So it's not. I don't think it's F.
It's not. It is not the film that Black Widow deserves. She
That is
deserves
true.
a great movie.
That is true. I'm leaning towards D, straight up D.
I'm kind of feeling D, not F,
D.
and I do think it's better than
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I don't know. I would put it in C.
No, D.
There's just a lot of missed potential in that.
I
movie.
know.
Yeah, no, it
was
can't.
It was also like a fun movie.
It's decent,
Uh,
but it's just like,
It's decent, you know, like
But that's what Ant-Man and the Wasp is. Is like it's decent.
yeah, like we're
I
looking at
don't
this from like the.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I think they're in the same tier. I think they're like equal.
I honestly, yeah, because
I don't know.
like even like depending on the day, I just forget those movies exist in the D tier.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up is the first Iron Man.
Ooh,
S.
I'm okay with S. I'm okay with S. This one's awesome.
S.
I like this one a lot. I was surprised how much I liked it.
it's at least A.
At
It's at least A.
I think it's at least S.
I think it's S. Just the grounded look to it. The CGI's held up so good
I
for
know.
2008.
Oh, I
It looks
know.
way better
The
than the new
story-
stuff.
It's so
Jeff,
entertaining.
is it Jeff Bridges? Jeff Bridges in this movie is the antagonist.
It is so good.
The
His
ending.
arc.
Robert
Oh,
Downey
the
Jr.
ending.
did such a
Dude.
good job.
I am Iron Man. Like, dude, the arc in this movie is so
It
good.
is.
That's.
I'm
I think
okay
it's,
with S.
I
but
think it's S.
I would personally do A, but
I think we got to do S, guys.
I've never seen it really, but
that's so sad.
It's so good.
Wait, no.
Next up is the first Captain America.
I have
movie.
seen
I would
I-
say
A.
A.
I would say A. I like that movie.
That
That's a
movie's
good movie.
fantastic.
So you guys like it more than Winter Soldier?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, definitely. I prefer the first one.
I don't think I do.
When I watched the first one for the first time, I had seen pretty much every other MCU movie at that moment, but Megan and I went back and watched them in chronological order. And so we started with this one, and I was like, wow, this movie's way better than I thought it was gonna be because I'd never seen it. So I would give it an A tier.
A tier.
I don't have like very strong opinions, but I remember like enjoying it. I like it more than the second one as well, but I know that's not the common opinion because people go crazy for Winter Soldier. I would lean towards the B tier, just like Winter Soldier. But I'm okay. And if y'all really think, I mean, because I think it's better than Winter Soldier. I like it more at least. So.
I would.
All right,
I would
Gabriel,
not- I would
have you seen the
definitely
first
stick with-
one?
would
Yeah,
definitely
I
stick
have.
with-
Way in here.
I'd give it the A tier. That movie's really good.
We're split down the middle, so what do we do?
Just put an A tier.
I'll do A tier since like I'm kind of like I don't feel very strongly about this one.
A tier for sure.
Let's do
A
A.
tier for sure.
I mean, it's
I
good.
don't
Like
see
it.
It's it has so much heart in it, dude. Cap has always been the heart of the MCU.
Next up, guys, is the first Doctor Strange.
I like this movie.
I haven't seen it in a
like
long
this
time.
I
movie.
actually like this movie too.
CGI is really good, but I kind of
I
forgot
really like
everything.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
I kind of forgot everything.
And I
else
even
from
like
this movie.
I forget her name.
The Sorcerer Supreme.
Something Matilda something. I forget. her name.
Swanson?
Is that her name?
The
I
Timber of
forget.
the Home.
We know who we're talking about. The wizard, like the chosen
Yeah.
one, whatever her name is, the sacred one.
Yeah,
Dude,
I like her
there's
a lot,
so much
too.
cool stuff. Like the mirror dimension, bro.
it's cool.
It's so
C-
cool.
CG
And
is
Mads
cool.
Mikkelsen is the bad guy, and he is awesome.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of forgot everything from this movie.
Dude,
I think
that movie.
I think this one was overrated when it came out.
First Captain America is way worse than that movie.
No.
Oh, that's
No,
not true.
no.
I like that movie.
I'm gonna weigh in and say this is a B.
No,
I see that.
I would say
I think
say
it's an A.
C. Other than the fact that the CGI is entertaining.
What?
Yeah.
What?
The CGI
I
is
can be
good.
okay with B, not C,
Yeah,
It's
bro.
B.
A.
guys.
I think it's A.
Gabe,
It's such a good
Gabriel?
movie.
I think it's honestly I like the whole thing about the beginning to where like he was a surgeon and everything and he like couldn't do it anymore
Dude,
after the
it's
car
Benedict-
accident.
it's
He was being really oblivious. I would give it the B tier.
B.
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 It's B. It can't be A, Gunner. I
No,
can't.
It's a high
it's
B,
so
though.
good.
I can't accept that.
Okay, this next movie.
Next
has
is Civil War.
This is my
It's
favorite
a-
Marvel
it's a-
movie.
It's an S
And
tier.
it's like one or two. I think
It's so
Infinity War is
good.
my favorite, but Civil War is like it's like
So
neck and neck.
It's I think
it's S.
I actually think this is a well-deserved S tier.
I know Gavin. Okay, Gavin. All right, Gavin. What would you give it us?
I personally would say A tier.
Oh my
You're crazy, dog.
You're crazy.
I'm just saying,
You're crazy.
Dude.
like it's a good movie.
Dude.
It's got some cool themes.
Shut up.
Dude, just
The bad guy
Dude,
is
the
actually really
villain
cool
is so
because
sick.
villain was cool
He's
because
a freaking
he's not
dude.
important, and that was
Yeah.
the point.
Yeah,
It's
he's,
he was
like,
it
underneath.
was so easy for me, who's no one, to do this to all of you. Like
and
that
the
was
clash of
yeah.
ideologies in
And,
that
like,
movie.
it's
Spider-Man
insane.
came in this
and,
one.
and it's really cool because like the Civil War had like long-lasting effects.
That's right, because
like,
Captain like
Infinity-
disappeared until Infinity War.
Yeah, and it had.
Whatever. Put an S.
It's
Yeah!
it's so good.
Personally, it's A for me. But
is
whatever,
so
guys.
good.
Whatever.
Nah, man.
All right, next up is Spider-Man: Homecoming.
S tier.
Oh,
No.
S tier.
No.
What the heck?
I love Homecoming.
What
No.
the heck?
No.
Tucker, back me up. We're just talking about this.
A or B is where I'm thinking. A or
not
B.
B, not B,
Not B.
not
A.
B. Definitely
A.
not B.
Somewhere in the middle.
Tucker, what?
B.
I
I
would
thought
say
you said it was
B.
like your favorite movie, bro.
Gabriel
It's
said B, y'all.
probably the best Spider-Man movie. Well, not counting the other
Tobey
ones,
Maguire.
the
But, like,
good ones.
The flaws with this one is the fact that like he never has to like make any of his stuff, and that's something.
Shut up.
That's something we're
You're
missing.
forgetting. You
I
like
feel-
Tobey Maguire.
I
And
like-
also,
Everyone does, Gunner.
and also a really big problem to me is that they never showed off him before he got the
I like that
Spider-Man.
more because we
No.
already know the story.
But, like,
we
in-
saw
that
it
was
in
the whole point.
Sam Raimi Spider-Man,
But-
The Amazing Spider-Man.
But
We've seen it so many times.
But
We
not-
know what
Even,
happens.
but not-
Like, we can skip that at this
but
point.
not
in
in Tom
life.
I
Holland's
guess
own
that's
way.
I guess that's kind of true.
That's literally what they said about the movie. They skipped that part because everyone knows it.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense, but I don't know.
Tom Holland was
I feel like Iron Man
perfect
kind of takes away
casting.
from the Spider-Man.
I'm good with S.
S.
You're good with S,
S.
Well,
Gunner. Look what we have.
yeah. When I look at it's got okay. I'm going with A.
It's
Yeah.
A.
Whatever.
It's A, guys.
It's S.
I would say
When it
B.
goes to-
S tier in my heart.
I personally
I would say
would probably
B.
have done B as
I
well.
would have done B.
You guys are
No.
stupid.
I'm trying
you guys don't know good movies.
I'm trying to read the room, guys.
No Way Home is the A
I'm
tier.
trying to balance it out.
Yeah, it's. Wait, what'd you just say?
No Way Home's the A tier.
We're gonna
All right, we'll get to that,
We're
we'll
gonna
get
ignore
to
Gabriel
Next up,
for the rest of this video.
Next up, I believe that is Iron Man 2.
Never
Yeah,
seen
it.
I've never seen it.
So me and Gavin are the only ones who've seen this.
I feel like a lot of people overhate this movie. It has its fans. I know people who actually love this one the most out of the 3 Iron Man movies.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I still think it's a good movie. It's a good time. I think it introduced Black Widow. This is the first movie she's in the MCU.
Okay.
Introduces like War Machine, more or less. The first one kind of tries to, but they like recast him.
Yeah, recasted.
I like this movie. I would give it a B.
I can't say anything.
Like, there's some cool stuff in this movie. The final fight with Iron Man, War Machine, and I forget the name, like the whip dude, who like the electric whip.
The whip
guy.
dude.
The whip guy.
What's that dude's name? I
Man.
forget.
You.
You know,
Maybe I'm the odd one, but like I feel like I like Iron Man 3 more, but I don't like either of them that much. They're both B or C tier. They're both in B or C either way. Like
Let's
they're
just give
both
it a
in
B.
there.
It's not this. I don't think it's a C
3
tier movie.
seems like interesting with like him losing everything or whatever.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I haven't seen it in forever, so honestly, I don't have like a lot of strong opinions, but I think both those are going to be in the mid. Next is Guardians 2.
I think
S tier.
No, Devin,
Oh,
stop.
Stop! You're
I love
over
this movie.
You're over
Guardians- Okay, guys.
Wasn't as good as the first one though. This is the
I
weakest
struggle
one.
with this a lot because
I don't think it is.
I love them both for very different reasons. Just so our audience knows, I'm clearly a giant Guardians fanatic.
Yeah, I think they could tell when you said it.
Yeah.
Guardians
So Guardians
goes
2,
an S.
I like for again, it's just different reasons. Like Guardians 2, I really, really loved the Yondu and Guardians.
The ending is so
The
good.
Star
Ending
Wars
was good.
relationship, the dad son like surrogate dad thing. Love that. The thing where Gamora and Nebula like make up as sisters. Loved that.
It's compelling.
Like you just get more of these characters like growing.
I think it's also A.
I would accept an A. Whatever. If you guys are too weak to put an S.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn.
I don't think any Infinity War should be an S. Like that seems so wrong to me.
You're crazy.
I don't hate it being an S.
It is starting to look a little off.
You guys are
You
insane.
forced
Well,
us
okay, guys.
into
Like,
this.
listen. I'm okay with it being an S, and I'm not like.
This is insane.
Don't lump me in with them.
All right, we gotta do Guardians 2 and A.
We'll put an A. Whatever.
I'm scared to say anything else about that movie. I'm gonna keep it at that.
Is Iron Man
Never
Well,
seen
Guardians
it?
2.
Iron Man 3.
Never seen
Moving
it.
on. Iron
Haven't
Man
seen
3.
it. Haven't seen it.
B or C.
Haven't-
Quickly moving along.
I would say this one's a B. I think it's slightly better than the second one.
I also, again, it just depends on who. I think the Iron Man series is interesting because depending on who you talk to, you get some different answers on what people prefer and hate or whatever. I also think 3 is good. I do like the idea of Iron Man like losing out a lot. I didn't particularly care a lot about his. I don't know, like subplot where he's like with the kid or whatever. Like I like the kid, whatever, and it's cool that they brought him back in Endgame, I guess. At the funeral,
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
at the
it
funeral.
was.
I was like, that was a nice touch,
That was
but
nice.
I didn't care a lot with that. I did like the Mandarin. That was awesome.
He was funny,
That
yeah.
was really like the whole time. He's like scary. Like you're watching, like wow, this is like a terrorist, like real life stuff. And then you meet him. He's just like this British actor. It's like, bro, what?
Yeah.
So it's got some entertainment value. It's got some low points. Got some highs. I'd give it a B. Like I think it was
I
entertaining.
would not put a single movie in C.
I'm okay with the B tier as
Yeah.
well. I mean,
It's entertaining.
Wow.
realistically, I'd kind of go either way. I feel like they're both kind of mid. I don't really like either of them
Alright.
that much.
Time to
Moving
put
on.
this in S tier.
Endgame.
S tier.
S tier.
Alright, I'm about to like upset some people.
Don't.
Dude, what are you
No.
doing? What are you doing? What is this bullcrap?
I think it's an A tier movie.
Alright, time to use our shot. Time to use
Yeah,
our
no.
shot.
Gabriel, you
Look.
win.
Yeah,
Look,
S tier.
Now, I'll
tier.
accept
Yeah.
that y'all
Alright.
do that, but let me explain why. Let me explain why.
Shut up!
The first
Gage
viewing,
got Infinity War, we got Endgame.
you have to remember something. Like sometimes movies have like the hype, but the quality ain't there. And
Dude,
that's
I've
what
rewatched
this
this
is.
movie twice.
I've rewatched
rewatched-
this movie like 4 times.
I rewatched it as well. The
It's
first
freaking good.
first time it was hype. Every other time after that, it was just like not nearly
Dude,
as
Oh,
cool.
get out of town.
Cool.
Like,
them,
it's-
like getting all the
Get 'em
heroes back
outta here.
together.
It's way less
Freaking time
action packed.
traveling.
It has like half the characters than Infinity War did, if even that. And
Yeah, it's 'cause they're dead.
a lot of it's just like fan service. Like, oh look at that. Look at
Okay,
this.
I'm
you know?
sorry if the MCU had been going on for like 10 plus years and we finally got all the fan service we wanted.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like the Ant-Man helmet. That was cool, but like, I don't know. This like for the end of the saga and like the sequel to Infinity War, it was just a letdown. It just wasn't as cool as Infinity
Guys,
War.
don't worry, we're gonna fire Gage off of this podcast.
It just wasn't as cool, and plus like the fact that Thanos is killed in the beginning is stupid. I think like everything,
that was such
everything until the
he comes
very.
back.
It was such a crazy.
I think
opening.
everything, but that's not even our Thanos though, and like I didn't like that because you literally are resetting and taking a different
Thanos.
because it's Thanos before everything.
Right,
happened.
but they accidentally, unwillingly brought in that Thanos.
Right, but that was less interesting because now like we're dealing with a totally different version of him, and I didn't like that.
I mean, it's
as
not
much.
like Thanos had much
But it
of a
makes sense with
personal
the comic books
connection.
too, because and even in the MCU, Thanos is always saying like he just wants peace. So when he finally did what he wanted, he just wasn't gonna fight anymore. So when they found him, of course they killed him. He wasn't gonna fight.
Yeah, and like Gage, it's
I
not
think-
like it's not like before Infinity War, Thanos like had much like in like touch. He didn't talk to those other like heroes. Like I feel like he had about the same amount of like connections to like the characters as like the character.
But the whole point of it being a sequel is that like it's a sequel to Infinity War, and what I'm saying is that like in isolation, like yeah, there's good things about the movie, but like as a sequel to Infinity War, it just doesn't stack up. I think every
I literally don't even like Infinity War.
this is a movie that I would skip to the very end because I like the end a lot, but the rest of the movie's just I don't really like
All
it.
right, boys, you know what we need to do about Gage's opinions?
all right. But I'll accept S tier because I know everyone feels strongly about it, but I'm not gonna fight. I just want to explain myself.
Shut up.
Anyways, Black Panther: Wakanda
seen
Forever is next.
Oh,
Might
the
be-
second one.
F-
No, I watched it.
You've seen it.
It's
so
F
we've
tier.
seen it,
It's
so
gotta
we've
be F tier. I haven't even
Oh.
seen it. It's F tier.
It's not F tier.
Dude,
It's
I give this C.
C.
I think it's. I think it is a better made
Black Widow needs to be
movie
higher.
than both of those in D tier.
Wow, that's crazy.
Even though I really don't care about it, and I honestly do forget it exists, I can't sit here and tell you that it's a horribly made movie.
I don't know, man. I think it is D tier. I kind of.
You think it's D?
I think. Now I will say I do think it is better than those two movies, but I don't think it's like substantial. We also haven't used
it's
C
not.
yet. I would have used C already because I would have put a few of these in C, but like
Oh man.
I don't.
Maybe we put Black Widow into C and then put.
I like that. I like that. I like that idea.
No.
I like that idea.
No, it's too high.
No.
You shut up.
Look,
Good
I'm,
for you. You
I'm-
brought
You
that
know
up.
what? Maybe we do put it in D.
I'm open to the Wakanda Forever being C potentially, especially since we haven't used it. But like, I didn't like how Black Panther's not even in it until the very
Well,
end.
Like obviously, Black Panther's not gonna be in the movie.
Also, I'm fine. I get that, but like, I'm fine with Shuri being the new Black Panther in this case because literally they had no other option unless they wanted to
That
recast.
was the best course of action.
Unless they wanted to recast Chadwick Boseman.
That would have
which
been really bad.
wouldn't have been as good. I'm okay with that. So this is the one instance where they did a gender swap where I'm not offended by it because like it feels like, you know, Shuri has been a character that has existed in this series already. She's literally his sister. I'm okay with that. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I don't like how
She also like probably in real life had like a lot of weight on her shoulders with that. We're like, oh well, I guess you're right.
Yeah, that's true too. And I think
like that probably was stressful.
I think her story is compelling from the get-go, but I feel like it just kind of squanders it a little bit. Like they didn't really like hone in on some like the emotional beats that I really wanted. And it's
I
almost
agree.
it's almost like a lot of the movie she just kind of forgets that he died, whereas I feel like that should have
Well,
been
I
the
think
arc.
that's. I mean, I agree. It should have been more of a focus, but I think they just wrote it that way, where like she's literally trying to ignore that fact. Like she's not processing. I think that's part of the story. Is like in the end, she like has to sit down and process. Like he's really gone. He's not coming back. This is the way things are. Because like you're right. In the rest of the movie, she's ignoring it, but it's just because she doesn't want to think about it.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. I just feel like that, I mean, yeah, it's like that may have been why they did it, but to me that seems kind of lazy. Like they could have done something more compelling.
Maybe,
Because in
I
like
think so.
in like a better film, you would have the character. You can even do it in interesting ways. It doesn't have to be them just sitting talking to a camera, but it could be just like exploring that a little bit more. You know, maybe.
All right, put it in D tier.
D-tier.
All right, yeah, let's get it on. Let's get it on. D tier,
You got way
no.
too long.
I'll put it in high D.
Hardy.
All right, Captain Marvel's next.
Never seen this.
Never seen it.
You guys never watched that movie?
Nope.
That's like one of the only ones like
What?
from before anything. Like
Okay, I do think this is a C tier movie.
Nick Fury.
Because I actually find more entertainment and enjoyment out of this movie than any of the ones in D tier. And I do remember that it exists. I forget all those D tiers exist. Say what you want about it, but I think it's a C tier movie.
Just hurry up.
I don't think it
Put it in,
is.
Gage. We need a C tier.
I know, but I don't think this is the one. Like
You don't think this is a better
She-
movie than those ones?
I think Wakanda Forever's better. Like slightly.
I don't agree.
Like slightly. Captain Marvel is like entertaining if you turn your brain off. She sucks as a character. Like she's really lame and she
Right, but like we're just ignoring that. Like,
she has like the cool Goku hair at the end. I like that.
I think the thing with like
The retcon with like freaking Nick Fury's eye, that's
Aw.
stupid.
Getting scratched by an alien.
yeah, it is. I'm
That's
not saying it's a
retarded.
good movie, but I am saying it's a C tier movie.
Like, if
and then
this-
I've seen this movie at least 3 times, and I was entertained each time. And I remember thinking the last time I rewatched it, when Megan and I watched through them, I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna hate this movie. And I watched it, and I was like, I didn't hate this movie.
I'm open to it being C. I just think this movie's stupid and incredibly
C.
dumb. I
Just
think
put it
it.
in
I
C.
think it
Just
does a
put it in
lot
C.
of
Put it in
harm
C.
to the
Shut up,
universe.
put it in C.
Shut
All right,
up.
Incredible Hulk. This is the only.
Never
This
seen it.
this is
Never
one that
seen it.
only you've seen. I've never seen
Dude,
this one
this
either.
is it's such a weird movie. Because I will say right now, it is the movie that feels the least like it is in the MCU.
Oh dang.
Because they straight up, the only connection it has is literally the after credit scene or the mid credit scene where like Nick Fury comes. Is it Nick Fury or maybe it's Robert Downey Jr. One of them comes in and like says something about getting an initiative going, whatever. Other than that, like they don't. Obviously, Edward Norton was Bruce Banner. It wasn't Mark Ruffalo, so they
Right.
recast him. So like because of that, it just feels like it's not in the MCU at all.
Yeah.
As a movie, it's like okay. It's
We'll go wherever you put it because I have nothing to add.
I don't think it's a bad movie, but man, it's just not interesting. It's D tier.
C tier. All right.
But top of those ones though.
Top of that.
D.
All right. Next is Shang-Chi.
Oh man.
Ooh.
This is perfect C.
What? A tier.
No.
What? Okay.
I could,
okay.
I can embrace a B, man.
I would
yeah,
s- I
I
would-
could see a B. The action is really
Guys.
good. The writing is not great.
The
Writing's
martial
bad.
arts fight.
It is
There- that's the best part.
That's the
Yeah,
best
I
part.
know.
That's the best part. Everything else is kind of like
I'm good with B. I'm good with B.
I'm okay with
Just-
B tier. I
just
think it's
for
also
the
funny.
action.
It's not A tier. The action's
It does
really
have
good.
Some funny, like it is. There's some funny jokes. in
But
it.
this was like where the cliche like
Like-
villain not being a villain started, and they keep doing it. It's really stupid and lame. I don't like that. And
Dude.
the dad's the same way. And
the action
like
is really, really cool.
yeah,
I
you're right.
know.
The writing is bad. The final fight was really stupid, just being a CGI dragon fight instead of it being like the martial arts, which was actually cool. Could have been way better.
All right, B tier.
Honestly, B tier because I really actually I want to rewatch that movie.
I love that.
All right, we're closing in, guys. So we got Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Ooh,
This is a hard one because I like this movie fine.
Is that like a
I just think it's the weakest out of the Spider-Man movies that we got.
it definitely is. I do not like Far From Home. I think it is
Don't- it's-
ultra forgettable.
I think it's B.
I disagree, dude. Mysterio, I think was an awesome villain
It was
because
cool.
he was a villain all the way till the end. And even with that, he was always playing people, right? Like he had no powers. He was all just like smoke and mirrors, like make you believe this stuff. And even till the very end, when he was dying, he made people believe that Spider-Man killed him, right?
I liked it. I
So,
actually thought
I
it
think
was great.
Mysterio as a villain was actually awesome. Jake Gyllenhaal, I'm a fan of his, so he was cool.
I'm leaning towards a B personally.
I'd give it a B.
I think it's better than the C tier.
I don't think I could give it more than a C.
Spider Monkey's legendary. B tier.
It's gotta be B.
The only reason-
Spider-Man. Given you haven't said anything in like 5 minutes, and that's what he says after.
Spider Monkey's good. B tier.
B
Yeah.
tier. All right. So these two are together, but we got No Way Home.
A
Next.
tier
A tier.
or S tier.
A tier.
I might say S tier in personal opinion.
No, Gabriel.
Not S tier.
No.
I think A tier.
So
It's
man.
for the simple fact that it is a pretty much fan service film.
It's fan service done right. It's in the story.
They still didn't
So was
sacrifice.
Endgame.
They didn't sacrifice the story.
No, not at all.
In this one, it still was fun.
And it still
good
grows
moments.
Tom Holland's character.
Yeah.
Exactly, it does.
Mm,
It was a big moment. It's got to be A, guys. It's got to be A.
Tobey Maguire's in the movie.
I'm
A
being
tier.
overruled!
What would you have done?
B? Dude, what's wrong with B?
I think it's a little
I don't know. I
unhinged.
think it's impressive
Tobey
how
Maguire.
well Homecoming stands on its own.
Shut
I
up.
agree. I think it's the best one.
Without all of the.
No.
I was gonna put it in S tier, but
I-
these guys shot me down.
I think No Way Home's the best one.
I'm okay with A.
Hey,
It's got to be.
Top. of it.
Next is the first Avengers.
Okay, this
So,
is
all right,
Okay.
let me update
This
you.
movie
We put
was
Age of
insane.
Ultron in B. I just want everyone to know that.
So here's the. This
Then
is
C.
hard because just like Gunnar said, when this movie came out, it was like everything.
Yeah.
It was literally everything because no one had ever done
Nothing
a
like that.
cinematic universe before. Never happened. That was a new concept, which is crazy to think about now.
Yeah.
But it was brand new.
We have the
To
Pooniverse
see
now.
these huge characters that got previous movies all come together and fight was awesome. The villain, Loki, Tom Hiddleston, awesome.
Such a
Wait, what were we talking about?
Fight scenes are
Oh, First
awesome.
Avengers.
What are we talking about?
I will say though, and when we rewatched it, I still thought it was a good movie. But this movie was overplayed to heck when it came out. Like, it was always
Yeah.
on wherever I was at. If I was in like a friend's house, if I'm scrolling through TV channels, if I'm in a hospital, in a hotel, like this movie is always on. I have
a little different.
Well, I literally remember like a vivid memory of like a family friend having a baby or something. We were in the hospital and Avengers was just playing. So like it was just everywhere. So at that point, I kind of got burnt out on it. And then when I rewatched it, I was like, this is a good movie. It's probably my least favorite Avengers movie.
I agree.
I could see
I agree
that.
with
Probably my
that.
least favorite.
I don't think I could put it lower than a B.
I wouldn't put it lower than B.
I think realistically we have to put it in B.
I feel like a lot of people would be mad about that.
A lot of people would be very mad if
Because a
we
lot
did
of people
anything
put
lower.
this in like A tier.
I know, but I just don't think it's that good.
No.
We
I think it's a good movie.
we rewatched it last time we did, and I actually thought it was way more boring than like the later ones.
Comparatively, yes,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's like I don't think it's a bad movie. I think B is where it belongs.
I agree. It's where it belongs. So the Marvels, that's the one we're gonna leave over here because we have not seen that.
But
one.
not watched.
The movies.
Let's move on to Thor,
The
the
first-
first one.
F tier. This movie sucks. F tier.
F tier.
The first Thor is the most boring movie in the entire MCU.
When
Gavin.
was the last time you watched it?
When Megan and I watched all of them, like it was about 2 years ago. And-
It's definitely D or F.
Bro, when Gavin was like, F tier.
This movie sucks. Nothing happens in this movie. Thor is extremely boring because they were playing up he's a regal god. So he has no emotion, so he just talks. So
That's
he's
true.
and then no one cares. He comes to Earth, he meets the human characters, whatever her name is, the Jane or whatever. They just talk.
Jane?
And they're like, "Ooh, I want to learn about your world. Here's what my world's like. Oh, that's very interesting." And they're just talking. Nothing interesting happens till the very end, and even the last fight, I don't even remember what happened.
I agree. I actually
Pretty
forgot.
interesting.
I literally forgot everything in this movie when I watched
It
it.
is literally the most boring movie in the MCU. F. No
I
entertainment.
thought-
If I could go without ever seeing it again, I would be so happy.
I mean, I agree with that. I still have to like play devil's advocate and say that I think that what they tried to do with this character was at least a compelling on paper story. Like the whole thing about figuring out like how to be worthy. Like
The
that was cool.
execution was dog water.
Execution was really bad. So like, I mean, it was a cool idea, but like, we aren't judging what it could have been. We're judging what it is.
It's F tier. I hate this movie.
I mean, it's been a long time since I
What do you guys
watched it.
think? D or F?
I don't think it's F tier. I don't think it's that bad.
I think that's a problem. You don't remember anything about it. That proves
Is
my
it
point.
is it with Love and Thunder? Is it that bad?
No, it's not with Love and Thunder. Love and
I mean,
Thunder.
I'm okay
I
with
don't feel
it.
strongly.
If you compare the Thor from the first one and the Thor from Ragnarok, it does feel like character assassination, like more or less. Like obviously Ragnarok's the good version, but it's like that was not the same character.
Yeah,
like
very
this character was literally a plank of wood. Like
It was
that's how
very
much
different.
personality he had.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, but I'm not gonna fight you.
F.
It's not like I have any skin in the game on this one.
Horrible movie.
All right, next is Thor Ragnarok.
A tier.
Such a good movie.
A tier,
This
yeah.
movie's awesome.
That's A tier. I agree with that 100%.
That movie is. It is the only good Thor movie.
That is true.
That's sad.
And it's actually really good.
It is really, really good. Very funny, and you're right. It's not that he's a jokester. It's funny things really are happening around him or to him.
Or he's like making like a dumb mistake.
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
he like throws the ball at the window expecting it to break and it
Right.
hits him in the head.
Yeah. And he
Dude,
played it off still cool.
There's
like,
so
you
much
know.
to love about this movie. The visuals, the writing, the comedy, the characters, Jeff Goldblum's in it, he's awesome. What's the rock dude
Yeah.
he meets?
Korg?
Korg
Yeah.
and
The freaking
Meeks?
Meeks. Corgan Meeks, and they keep bringing those characters back. Yeah, like
He's in Endgame.
the fight with him and Hulk is great.
Yeah.
Bruce Banner coming back to human and not knowing what the heck's going on. Like, there's
really cool.
so many good parts about this movie.
Yeah,
Valkyrie is cool in this movie.
Yeah.
I like
He
that.
was like, Hulk was like Hulk for freaking since like the first Avengers. Like, it is insane.
It took a long. Oh, Age of Ultron's last time. we
Yeah,
saw
Age
him.
of Ultron.
It was a long time though.
No, yeah, this
That's
is actually has a lot of good things going for it. Great movie.
A tier.
Okay, wait, I have to get this out of the way. This next movie is actually, objectively, the worst MCU movie that
What
is
is
ever created. Quantumania.
Ant-Man, Wasp, Quantum
It's
Mania.
That is actually...
Okay with that.
I've not seen it, but guys,
Yeah.
tell me why it's F.
We'll do
Visually, it looks like it was filmed on a green screen.
And it also looks like a PS4 video
It's,
game.
Like, the villain is they're so trying to make him like the next Thanos. It
Wait,
is
who was
not.
he?
Kang.
Kang the
Oh, yeah.
Conqueror. No one gives a crap.
I gotta tell my piece,
Dude,
my little
it-
story.
wait,
When like
it-
I fell asleep and when I woke up, MODOK was dying and he also like had like this sweet moment where he became a good guy and I was like, yeah, I'm glad I fell asleep.
Also,
So yeah, I'm
Something-
going back to bed.
I'm
Something-
going back to
something
bed.
that's like really annoying is that it's like with Kang, the threat is not like Kang himself. The threat is like thousands or like
lot of
hundreds
them.
of thousands of Kangs, which makes it way less cool because it's not like the guy that's scary. It's having a buttload of the guy being scary.
also, you probably didn't notice, but MODOK in this movie is the villain from the first Ant-Man.
Yeah,
It's
Oh,
that
yeah, I
guy.
forgot about that.
Oh,
They made him
the
weird.
bald guy.
really? No, I know who that is. That's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
him. And
He
also...
was like the bee,
Yeah.
not the wasp.
Hornet?
He got the hornet. That's what it was.
But
Yeah,
wait,
shrunk down. The only like interesting thing about this movie is like it's kind of cool to think that there's like a really tiny world.
The yellow.
But also,
That's
it doesn't make any sense because the subatomic world, you can't breathe in there, and also, MODOK gets girl bossed by Cassie Lang. She girl bosses everyone, and like she gets the best moments, and Paul Rudd is Paul Rudd's not even Ant-Man. It's just Paul Rudd being Paul Rudd.
They were able to go down in that world without any suits on.
And also,
which is
she,
a retcon from Endgame.
and
'cause they
also,
used that to time travel.
and also Cassie Lang made a portal in her basement because she's so smart.
It's so stupid. I forgot that was in Wakanda Forever as well. The freaking like Ironheart
Oh,
that was ridiculous.
The worst part of that.
You
That
better be
was
saying how
stupid.
you look.
I'm glad we put that in D tier.
But
But this is F tier.
it's-
This one just has nothing.
It is
That
the
is
worst.
Really boring
It's the
movie.
worst MCU movie.
It's horrible.
It's actually the worst.
All right, whatever you guys say.
Next is Guardians 3. This is
I think
my
it's also A.
this is my favorite Guardians
I think
movie.
it's also A.
This one's awesome. This is a personal, maybe even top 3 or 5. I actually really like this one. I liked how like more dark it was, and I liked how they really developed certain characters quite a bit. I was like, I vibe with that a lot. So probably not realistically an S tier. I would do an S tier in a personal list, but I think A tier is where
A
that
tier.
one's at.
That's
I'm
A
good with
tier.
that.
Having all of the Guardians in the same tier.
Dude, that is Guardians is the best. That's the best.
I would put Guardians 2 in like B. Realistically.
Bah.
Gavin's
No, I
Gavin's
like,
dead
the
stare.
More,
So
the more
we're
I,
actually gonna rename this podcast to All Three.
All 3.
I don't know, the more I think
JJ
about it-
returning next time.
Gage mysteriously went missing after this podcast.
the more I think about it, like the ending was like really nice and too. I really like that ending. It was
Yeah.
everything that like built up to it.
Yeah.
All the Guardians movies are at least an A tier. Personally, I think the first one's S tier. Maybe even the second one, but that's fine. Who cares?
Well, I know you're gonna have some thoughts about this next one, Thor: The Dark World.
See, I can't see.
See?
I put it in D, bro. I
think it's a little better.
I don't. I think this movie, it's like
People notoriously hate it.
it's still the same Thor from the first one. So you have a plank of wood. His brother Loki. Loki has always been pretty cool. Like he's the most interesting part about that movie, and like
Yeah, he was cool.
the brother dynamic with him and Thor is
That's the
by
best.
far the best part.
That
of
is the best part. I agree.
If Loki was not in the Dark World, that movie would might as well be an F tier as well. But,
I'm leaning towards D.
because Loki's in it, it bumps it up at least 1 notch. It can't bump it up 2 notches, bro. It wasn't that good. That's
Yeah.
a D.
It's D. It's not that great.
Go.
The first Black Panther.
That's an A tier.
I really.
That's an A tier.
That movie's sick.
That's an
It
A
is a
tier.
really cool movie.
It would be a high A in my book.
That's an A tier.
My negative or nitpick is that the final fight was
Very
extremely
CG. Like they feel really
everyone
all the,
always
floaty.
says that.
the
Not
CG
great.
looks so
Not
bad.
great.
But like,
Don't think about that.
but like, bro, Andy Serkis is in this movie.
But the story itself is really cool, and T'Challa is very awesome.
Yeah.
A tier.
He's like one of the best characters in the MCU.
Yeah.
I'd
was.
give it an A tier, whatever.
Oh, next is the Eternals.
I've not seen
Never
Eternals.
seen it.
So am I the only one that's seen this movie?
You've only one seen it.
All I know about this movie is the fact that it's like another world-ending event that
I-
happens
I
in
hate
one
it.
movie that doesn't need to be it. That just annoys me. Sorry.
The idea of the Eternals is cool because they've, obviously as the name implies, they've been around since like the beginning of time. And they're essentially sent to like Earth to like kind of, you know, protect and like, they're going after a specific species. That's why, because everyone asks, and I think they even say it in the movie, like, where were you when Thanos was here or whatever, like, where were you guys? And they were like, that was Earth's fight, like, that wasn't us. Like, because they're there for a very specific threat. Which is interesting, I think, and the fact that they've just been all waiting around, like, because they all live forever, which they actually do play around with, like how, you know, one of them like wants to not be eternal anymore. They like actually want to like grow older and stuff. Is cool, and the characters I thought were pretty interesting enough. My biggest issue with this movie is that it is long. It is way too long.
How long?
Which it's like I forget how long the movie actually is. It's definitely over 2 hours. When I watch it, it feels like it's like a 3-hour movie, dude. It is.
Oh my
long.
gosh.
So
It's Eternal.
it's. I think if this movie had been cut down to maybe be about 2 hours, it would have benefited. It would have benefited a lot because there is a lot of there is a lot of dialogue, there is a lot of talking, a lot of like, you know, story narrative stuff that they're talking about rather than showing. I didn't hate it, but it does make it drag. The pace of this movie is horrible. The pacing is horrible in this movie. So because of that, I'd give it a C. I actually think it belongs in C. Because just for the length alone makes me not want to rewatch it.
So this is the final one.
I've got such a
Because because we haven't seen the Marvels, obviously, it'd probably be
Probably never
pretty
will.
low. But we have the final one for us is Doctor Strange.
Man,
Ooh.
for a movie called
Multiverse of Madness.
for a movie called Multiverse of Madness, it's crazy. We get to see 2 universes. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
We did
I
explore
might say this
one.
is D tier. I don't really like this movie.
Oh, I don't think it's D tier. I think there's redeeming qualities in this movie.
That's why
I
it's D.
could see C.
Maybe.
I
It's
There's just
I
a lot
almost
in that
do
movie.
feel C.
There's like a lot in that movie that just really annoys me.
There is,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of I'm talking about missed potential, and Sam Raimi did not get to make the movie he wanted to make. Let's all
Yeah.
like just get that out of the way.
He's
You can
too
tell
good.
he really wanted to do some other stuff, and even some of the stuff that's in there, you're like, that didn't feel like an MCU movie in like a
Yeah.
good way, like the scary stuff, you know,
Yeah.
like almost slasher, almost. I was into that. I was like, all right, this is a different vibe. Like I was open to that. It was fresh.
There's also that whole meme to where Mr. Fantastic is the smartest person on Earth and just reveals the secret weakness to like one of the strongest
Yeah,
characters.
there are stupid things in
The
this
movie
movie.
is really violent.
It is really
His
fun.
head
It's also
explodes.
extremely stupid, but yeah, I think C tier is
But
good. 'Cause
there is enough redeeming qualities to make it just like a mid movie.
it's not as like trashy as the rest of our D tiers.
No, not at all.
So yeah, that's
I
a C.
still think Black Widow should be C.
They also kill a Captain Marvel in Multiverse of Madness with a pillar.
So is this our list, guys?
Let me look at that for a second.
Let me look at that for a
What
second.
do we got in F tier?
Thor.
A bunch of Thor films,
It's all Thor,
and
baby.
then an Ant-Man movie.
It's all Thor, baby.
That looks about right.
There you go.
Black Widow, maybe Black Widow does need to be in C. You know what? I think we're a little harsh on it.
guys.
I think we're a little harsh on it. You know,
Bro, why the freak
You
is
think
it
it's
always
better
the
in
B
Wakanda?
tiers?
I originally said I liked Wakanda more, but now that I'm like thinking more about it,
I like
there
Black
are.
Widow.
I remember Black Widow more, and had a little bit more fun with it. Whereas when I'm watching Wakanda Forever, there were good concepts in there, but also on a base level, like you were saying, like on a writing level, it did kind of drop the ball on like a really, really important bit of
It
story.
would have been so much better.
So actually, on that note, I actually do think I prefer Black Widow. Not by a
I
lot,
think
but
I'm actually not going to fight it, considering what we ended up putting in C tier
Yeah.
because we had to
Yeah.
use it. I mean, sure.
I think that's the only thing about this list that I was kind of feeling back and forth on. Everything else looks pretty much right, except for Guardians not being S tier. What's wrong with you guys?
You would have put all 3 on S tier.
No,
Just the two.
I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
what's the other S tier? Oh, Iron Man. I would personally put that in A tier, but
Dude, shut up.
There's a lot of personal things I would have changed. Not gonna lie.
there's a lot.
I would have put Infinity War not in S tier.
I think we did a pretty good job balancing. I feel like we have too many movies higher than they should
They
be.
were good. Like
No way.
I don't think this franchise is this good, guys.
I think it worked.
I think
Realistically, I think like
Whoa!
nah, that could be B.
You idiot!
I think this that one's
Dude,
great.
That's
This,
so crap.
where's the
That's
second
bull
one?
crap.
Second
Bro,
one's B.
that's bull crap.
Homecoming's
Bull
good.
crap.
First Captain America's B.
Gage is literally off the rails. Who let him out of the house?
Endgame's A.
You're a monster.
Shang-Chi C.
What the fuck?
I haven't seen Eternals, but it's probably D.
Ranking movies he hasn't seen.
Hey, that's a pretty good idea.
Captain Marvel's D.
What is this?
Well, I can tell what type of person
That's
you are,
D.
Gage.
Dude, this list is atrocious.
This is
Gage,
hard
this
to
is
look
literally-
at.
This
Don't
is
you
hot
dare!
take city,
Don't you
bro.
dare, Gage! Don't you dare!
This is looking a little more.
This is edgelord city right here.
This is looking a
Chill
little more
City.
okay, actually.
Holy crap, dude!
Yeah, this is fine.